Australians know something has gone wrong in our country, friends. They know that. Bills are getting bigger. Australians are working harder for less. Young Australians see home ownership is out of their reach. Starting a family is being pushed off or abandoned. Parents are deeply concerned, parents and grandparents. I'm a father of 4, deeply concerned that their kids and grandkids won't have the opportunities they've had in this incredible country. And the truth is that under Labor, Australia has experienced the worst collapse in living standards in the developed world. I mean, this Prime Minister and this Treasurer try to say that it's all someone else's fault. But I just look at the scoreboard, and the scoreboard is clear. This is the worst situation in terms of our standard of living of any developed country in the world. It's been in freefall. So it's no wonder Australians are angry. Every dollar of growth in our economy in the last 4 years since Labor has come to power, every bit of it is just population growth. Only population growth. You cannot grow an economy just based on population alone. It does not work. 1.4 million people in just 3.5 years, but no prosperity. There is no prosperity in that growth. Power prices up almost 40%. I mean, Chris Bowen is doing a great job of pushing power prices up. And you'd think with all of that, emissions would be coming down. No, they're not. No, they're not. Spending at a 40-year high outside of the pandemic, and we are about to clock up $1 trillion of debt in this country. And the reality is that when Labor runs out of money, it comes after yours. That's what it does. Always has, always will. And that's why we have the biggest taxing government in Australian history, but that wasn't enough. They need to tax more because they want to spend more. And that's why we have seen a rash of broken promises at this last budget. 50 times the Prime Minister told us, in his own words, for the 50th time, that he wasn't going to impose taxes on capital gains on the fastest growing businesses in this country, the greatest success stories in this country. He's going to whack them all with more tax. Negative gearing, exactly the same. Small businesses, investments, nest eggs, startups, the farmers and widows tax. The widows tax, I mean, extraordinary. He's going to hit some of the most vulnerable people, divorcees and widows, with another tax. They say they're going to take it away. Well, we put an amendment to the Parliament in the last sitting for them to vote on that could have got rid of that. No, not interested. Not interested. And we can be confident more will be coming. More will be coming. Because this government loves to spend, and if they love to spend, then they love to tax. They then ran around and said, we're going to carve all of this out. They have done no such thing. The fastest growing businesses in this country are being hit with the highest taxes. Labor's philosophy is that success must be taxed. Success must be punished. And that's not what we believe as Liberals. This is a government with a socialist vision for this country, and it signals to Australians, don't have a go, don't work hard to get ahead, don't seek a better life for yourself and your family. It's a Labor Party that stands for wealth redistribution, not wealth creation. A Labor Party that attacks aspiration instead of nurturing aspiration. A Labor Party that wants dependent citizens, not empowered citizens, which is what we believe in. And a Labor Party that resents success instead of respecting success. Now, if we have more Labor in the coming years, we'll have more of the same. More taxes, more debt, lower living standards, lower real wages, fewer homes, more immigration, More business closures, record numbers of business closures we've seen in recent times, and that's before their new taxes. Weaker defence force, more division in our nation. And the truth is that Labor is resigned to managing decline of our great nation. Australia needs change. Everywhere I go, I hear Australians say, Australia needs change. But it is also true that Australians are in grief. They're angry. Many are in deep despair about the state of our nation and where it's going. And the reality is that when people are angry, when they're in grief, there's a temptation to want to tear the country down. But that has never been the Australian way. We are the greatest nation on earth. It doesn't feel like that right now. And there's good reason why people feel that it's not like that at the moment. But the fundamentals are right. Tearing the place down is not the answer. Consider our history. From the early convicts and settlers to those who built the colonies, to Federation fathers, to Australians at war, to post-war migrants, the Australian spirit is one of aspiration and hard work, optimism and responsibility, freedom and common purpose. We're builders, not breakers. We're reformers, not wreckers. We repair rather than rip apart. When things get tough, you don't give up, you roll your sleeves up.
Angus Taylor is cutting through at the LNP State Convention and laying out the hard truth Australians are living every day. Bills are climbing faster than wages. Young people can't get into homes. Starting a family feels out of reach. Parents and grandparents worry their kids won't have the same shot they did in this country. The numbers back him. Under Labor, Australia posted the sharpest decline in living standards across the entire developed world, worse than any other OECD nation. Real disposable incomes dropped while most peer countries recovered. Every scrap of reported growth since 2022 has come from pumping in 1.4 million people. No productivity surge, no broad prosperity, just more pressure on housing, infrastructure, and services. Power prices jumped nearly 40% in key areas under this government. Emissions targets weren't met despite the pain. Debt is racing toward $1 trillion federally, with total public sector obligations already well beyond that. Interest alone drains billions that could have gone to tax relief or productive investment. Taylor calls it straight. When Labor runs out of money, they come for yours, through higher taxes on business, investors, family homes, and even hitting vulnerable widows and divorcees via capital gains and negative gearing changes. Broken promises on those very measures only add insult. This isn't bad luck, it's the result of a philosophy that taxes success, punishes aspiration, and prefers redistribution over growth. More spending demands more tax. More migration without matching supply means higher rents and fewer opportunities for locals. Record business closures and strained services flow from it. Taylor is right. Labor seems resigned to managing decline, but he doesn't stop at criticism. He reminds us of the Australian way. Builders, not wreckers. From settlers and Federation to post-war migrants, we've always rolled up our sleeves in tough times. We reform, we aspire, we create. Tearing the place down solves nothing. As opposition leader, Taylor is outlining the reset. Link migration to actual housing supply. Cut waste, deliver real tax relief, and get energy and building moving again. These target root causes instead of layering on more subsidies and spin. This speech matters because the frustration is real and the data supports the critique. Australians deserve better than managed decline. Taylor is making the case for accountability, practical fixes, and backing the aspirational spirit that built the country. That's a message with legs heading into the battles ahead.